We'll get started here in just a second. All right, we'll get started here in a second, guys. How much snow is Fort Wayne looking at? On the low end, or the expected, around 7 inches. On the high end, maybe a foot. On the high end, maybe a foot. The high ends are going pretty wild here. Our Euro just upped our Minneapolis snow here too, which I love. The Euro wants to put like 7 inches into Minneapolis now. NWS Minneapolis is still thinking somewhere 4 to 5 inches. But we're going to go over all the latest updated snow totals. We're going to go over everything. You know how it goes. Who's expected to see at least 4 inches? All you people here. Who's expected to see at least 8 inches? That's going to disrupt some travel. 1 second, guys. Let's do this. Yeah, that's fine. All right. This is the high end. This is the high end right now. We're going to go over the high end, the expected, what I expect. We're going to go over everything, guys. Thoughts on the HRRR versus NAM this morning? We'll go over that in a second, too. Let's go over the National Weather Service expectations, and then let's get over to the other ones. To Weatherbell, the models, the weather models. What's going on, Emmanuel? What's going on, mods? Purple. New Jersey. NJ Thriller. Justin. Marissa. Strawberry. What's going on, guys? We'll get started 1 second. Let a few more people hop in here. Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Yeah, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. It's looking like the day to get to where you're going. Yeah, because everything's going to be a little bit messy tomorrow. We do have some snow flying right now through. Hey, is anyone out here? Are you getting some snow out there in Omaha? I know you're cold enough. You're cold enough. You're cold enough for this to be a good snow ratio, too. Where's my Omaha people out? Did you get some good snow? Do you have any accumulation there in Omaha? Anyone? No? Interesting. We're seeing it here. It's light. This is on the leading edge of our, baroclinic boundary here. You got a little bit of warm, cold air interaction. Not too warm down here to the south of this band, but it's warmer. Anyone out here seeing any snow this morning? Now, dumping in Norfolk, Nebraska. Is that what someone said? Where is that? Oh, yeah, it does look like it's dumping there. Look at that. The thing is, sometimes the snow isn't making it to the ground. Sometimes it can evaporate a little too quick. By the way, widespread winter storm warnings, winter storm advisories, as you guys can see, widespread right through here. These are going to extend out to the east as well, but big winter storm. They might push the winter storm warning up over Minneapolis as well, a little bit farther up in Minnesota, just depending on what happens moving forward. But they've pushed the snow totals up there a little bit. Lake effect snow is absolutely cranking still. We're seeing some big snow potentially through Syracuse, Watertown, Cleveland. Is anyone in Cleveland right now? Because Cleveland has a band. Cleveland has a band over them right now. Look at this. Is anyone here? Anyone in my chat? You're there? Are you seeing the snow right now? Are you guys seeing the snow? Merrick King, you are? This looks heavy. This looks heavy over Cleveland right now. Big snow. Just in the northeast of Jamestown. Some good snow there. Michigan, we got some good snow up here. Just to the northeast of Traverse City. Marquette up there. Big band of snow to the northeast. In the UP of Michigan. Yeah. Ooh, we have some snow, actually. Snow band's trying to make it all the way out into Albany, New York. All the way out into Albany, New York as well. Let me actually move out here a little bit. Look at the snow band trying to make it all the way out into Albany, New York. Let me take a big zoom out here. So you guys can see everything that's going on. Okay. Now, let's get into the fun stuff. Now that we have people in here, let's go over the expected amounts from the National Weather Service. What's the high-end amounts you could see? What's the latest with our weather models? What do they think? Our short-term models that are pretty good, HRRR. And then we're going to talk about this weekend storm because we're only 4 days out from this now. Our potential, quote-unquote nor'easter type setup. And models still show snow very, very close to our I-95 corridor. So we'll look at it. The Euro, holy crap. The Euro has like 4 chances in the next 2 weeks for big snow along the coast here. It's being very aggressive. The GFS is not being as aggressive, I'll tell you that. But all right, let's start with our projected snow totals. I'm going to go over all this, and then I'll get to questions. I just want to let everyone know what's going on. By the way, our European model also sees just absolutely freezing December for the east, for the eastern half of the U.S. It's crazy. I talk about it in my video this morning. My typical video is like 8 to 9 minutes long. Mine was like 16 minutes this long because there was just too much to go over. Latest snow totals. Expected, high end. Let's go through all of it. Let's go over the early next week storm. Up here, we already have snow flying, as I said. We've already got some snow flying out here. Let's take actually away. Give me a second, guys. Let's take away the weather alert so you guys can see this a little bit better. And then I'm going to do this too. There's our snow up here falling through portions of North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana. This is all going to, we're going to start to see this build. Our low pressure is going to begin to scoop down towards Iowa as we get later into today. So, here we go. Blanket, anywhere from 1 to 6 inches out here through the northern Rockies, northern plains. It starts to get serious. A lot of this higher stuff is in the high elevations, obviously, the higher snow totals. Starts to get serious as we get into central to eastern South Dakota. We're obviously seeing potential here for 5, 6, not going to say it, 8 inches of snow, eastern South Dakota. We get into Sioux City. Sioux City expected totals right now. Guys, this is not, no one can tell the future, but National Weather Service doesn't put this out until it's within 72 hours because they try to give you what they think the most accurate total will be. And this is updated. This is as of the 15Z. Let's see, the 28th. So this is updated. Sioux Falls, 7 inches. Sioux City, 9 inches. Norfolk, 5 to 6. You guys are already getting snow there, though, so you're probably going to do better than what your snow totals are showing. Minneapolis, 4 to 5. Rochester, Albert Lee, we're looking at maybe 8 to 9 inches of snow down there in southern Minnesota. Mason City, all the way down to Des Moines. They think expected could be up to a foot. If you're down on the southern portion of this, it's really tough to tell snow on the southern portion because a lot of models read what's actually sleet or what's actually ice or what's actually a mix. They read it as a snow total, even though it's not. So some of these totals will be close to right, and some of them will be way higher, and you won't even see snow. It's really tough once you get down the really far southern boundary. But still, I still think St. Louis could get what the National Weather Service thinks, 2.5 inches. I still think you could. But sometimes it reads the mixture and sleet as a snow total. Iowa City, 13 inches. Cedar Rapids, 14 inches. Dubuque, I think I said it right. Someone told me how to say it yesterday. 12 inches. Madison, 10. Milwaukee, 10. Green Bay, 8. We're looking really good for a lot of people up here. Eau Claire, 5.5. Again, this is just the latest. We'll look at high end. We'll look at the models. Springfield, 6. Champaign, 7. Chicago, about 9 inches. Expected from the NWS. I already said St. Louis, around 2.5, 3. Torhut, 3.5 to 4. Who knows? Lafayette, 6. Guys, I'm just bad with English. I'm not even making fun of the city name. I just am bad with pronouncing stuff. I guess it's not really an English name, but Lafayette, Indiana, 6. Kokomo. I feel like that's right. 6.5. Marion, 5.5. Or Marion, 5.5. Fort Wayne, 7 expected. South Bend. Gary out to South Bend, 9 inches to a foot. Look at out here, western Michigan. Up and down the western Michigan coast, we could see anywhere between 7 all the way to a foot. This gets pretty far inland. Lansing, Michigan, 7. Guys, I'm going to go over this, and I'm going to I'll answer all of your specific questions. Grayson, I appreciate you. Pearly, I appreciate you. Molly, thank you guys. Thank you guys for the follows too. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to answer all of your questions. Southfield, 5. They're thinking Detroit, 5, 6, 5, 6. Indianapolis, 3.5. Expected. You can see out here, Dayton, 2.5. Columbus, 1.5. This is one of those areas where it's going to be, you guys could end up with no snow here. I don't think you're going to end up with no snow. I think you're going to end up with snow. But a sketchy area here because, again, you could see a little bit of sleet and mixture. And I also think it's the front end. You're going to get snow on the front end. The back end's going to come in and rain. Could it wash out some of those totals? Tough to tell, but good news for you guys. The National Weather Service official total right now still showing 2 to 3 inches for Dayton and Columbus. So I'm hopeful for you guys. Cleveland up to Ashtabula, about 4 inches there, 4 to 7. And then obviously up and down inner New England, we're looking really good. A lot of this is lake effect though, so it's going to really depend where you are. But look at this now. I mean, this lake effect band is set up right now. Really good snow out here, heading out towards Albany as well. Trying to reach out towards Albany right now, but pretty good snow totals up and down here. Look at up here, Erie, about 5. We're getting into Jamestown, 9 inches. Rochester, a few inches. So good snow here. Now we're going to go over the high end totals, and then we're going to go over the latest models, and then I'm going to answer all your questions. Well, we'll go over the high end, then I'll talk about our weekend storm, then I'm going to answer all your questions. Let's quickly move into the high end. I want to get to your questions. High end, not much changes out here. High elevation, still getting snow. Again, we start to get the bulk of snow as we get out a little bit farther east, but at least some good snow for the mountains out here. Utah mountains will get some. Colorado, pretty good for the mountains. Wyoming, Montana, big sky. You're going to have some potentially good snow out here, so pretty good. Idaho as well. A little bit of snow out here through the Cascades, eastern Oregon as well. Okay, South Dakota. If we get high end, you could actually be seeing a lot more out here. We're talking close to a foot in eastern South Dakota for some people. Norfolk, 8+ inches. Sioux City, close to a foot. Omaha, close to a foot on the high end. Lincoln, Nebraska, close to a foot on the high end. Grand Island, close to a foot. St. Louis, this is where it gets interesting. If you get high end, if you get lucky, if the storm slows, if we get a little bit more moisture built up, if the cold air is a little bit farther south, giving you a better snow ratio, pushing you from a 3-1 to a 10-1, maybe you get 6 inches of snow. You got to get a little bit lucky with this, but it's on the table. That's why they show you the high end. They're saying if things work out for your area specifically, and the band's set up over you, it's a little bit colder, you get a better snow ratio. This is what the highest end possibility is for you this weekend. This is Saturday into Sunday. St. Louis, 6 inches. Columbia, a few inches if you get lucky. Quincy, Quincy approaching a foot if you get lucky here on the high end. Davenport, over a foot. Chicago, I already know this area. It's not showing up yet here, but we're talking this whole area in northern Illinois. They're talking about over 20 inches on the high end. This whole area out here, southeastern Wisconsin, we're talking about over 20 inches on the high end. We're talking about Cedar Rapids around 20 inches, Des Moines around 12 inches, Iowa City, again, Davenport, over 20 inches. Huge snow. South Bend to Gary, over 20 inches on the high end. In Indianapolis, if you get lucky, it sets up perfectly for you, maybe over 8 inches of snow. Do not lock in. Do not think this is what you're getting. Some people are going to see the high end. Some people always see the high end, depending on how a band setups, depending on how the cold air locks in, depending on the mix. Someone's going to see this high end. It is going to be you, maybe, maybe not. Grand Rapids high end, about 18 inches. Crazy. All of Michigan. Detroit high end, 8 to 9 inches. Not too bad. So this is what I'm talking about. Your high end is barely different from your expected Dayton to Columbus. High end, 3 inches Columbus. High end, Dayton, Ohio, 4 inches, just because they're really unsure about the mixing here. And then the high end doesn't change too much out here too, just because it's really affected by snow banding. But the high end does put a little bit of snow out here in Northern Virginia and then out towards the I-95 corridor. Just a little sprinkle of snow possible. But again, big snow on the high end. Now, last thing before I get to questions, let's take a look at our let's go into the Ohio Valley. Weekend snowstorm. Here we go. Weekend snowstorm. This is the latest from the European model. So we're talking, the latest Euro does think we're going to get somewhere between a dusting to 3 inches across north and western Kentucky. That's fun for you guys. And if you don't get any snow in Columbus and Dayton, which I do think you will get a little bit this weekend, we're thinking you could get some snow from this as well. Ohio looks good with our early to mid next week snowstorm. Pushing off into the northeast. Here you go. Look how close Look how close the Euro gets this snow to the I-95 corridor. I mean, it's literally just teasing you guys. It's like no snow for I-95. Drive 5 miles to the northwest. We could have 3 to 10 inches. So all you guys need is a little bit more amplification of this trough. Get it out here. Get that jet stream a little bit farther out, and suddenly you have huge snow being enhanced by this warm Atlantic water. Still possible. I don't know. If you don't get this, the Euro sees a million other snowstorms behind it. So last thing I'm going to show you. Promise you, last thing I'm going to show you, but you guys are going to want to see this because this is wild. The Euro is smoking the good stuff, I think. Here you go. There's that snowstorm. There's your potential coastal snowstorm. I think it might stay just inland. We'll see. Now watch as we move forward. Look at the Euro. Look what the Euro does. Another chance for the East Coast snow. Another chance for East Coast snow. And then another Midwestern snowstorm. I mean, it's just one after another, after another, after another, after another. Aggressive. And look at where our jet stream sits, guys. Our jet stream all the way out. We're talking about all the way out through mid-December. Our jet stream just wants to hold. This would be terrible for the West. This would be amazing for everyone for cold and snow out here. The GFS sees it a little bit different, so don't get too excited. The GFS does see a lot of cold and snow out east. So you can see 1, 2 shots of snow, 3 shots of snow. And then it does continue to see the east getting barraged by cold air and with snow, but it sees a little bit less. I went over it. This is a very wild look. If you want to have a great time leading up into, if you want to have a great time with snow and cold leading up into Christmas, 30-day 500 millibar height anomaly from the European Weekly. This is exactly what you want to see. Your 500 millibar jet stream set up just like this. All right, let's get to questions. Let me pull up the latest from the NWS, and we're going to go over. I know a lot of people are going to have questions about snow totals and stuff, so we'll push into the expected amount, and then we'll do this. And Kay, I appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Grayson, what's going on? Storm looks like it might have slowed. You know, the storm slowing is what's going to help all of the snow up here, by the way, because as it slows, if that storm slows, you have such a good snow ratio up here, but you're not supposed to have heavy snow. But if it slows, it keeps snowing. The ratio is fantastic. You get heavier snow up along this northern edge here. Colorado, expected totals. Pretty good for the mountains here. Expected a little bit of a dusting to an inch out here. Colorado Springs to Denver. Probably going to see some flakes flying this weekend. If they're not, I mean, yeah, you'll see some flakes flying over the next 72 hours likely. Mountains could get some good snow out there, though. Obviously, so the highest elevations could see 20 inches. The lower elevation ski resorts could see at least 8 to 10. Lansing, Illinois, snow. Where's Lansing again, guys? Someone remind me where Lansing is. Someone said, I don't know where Lansing, yeah, I don't know where Lansing, Illinois is. Anyways, here's your snow totals. Springfield, expected around 6. Chicago, expected around 9. Davenport, expected around 12. You can see northern half of Illinois is expecting somewhere between 6 inches to a foot. And then you get down into southern Illinois, and we're expecting a lot less. Well, I mean, not too bad, though. As you know, we're still seeing Effingham, maybe 5 inches, all the way down to Mount Vernon, 2 inches. So not too bad for southern Illinois there. Pittsfield, Maine, again, I don't know where that is. It would help if you kind of gave me a northeast, southwest, south central, north central. I don't know where every small city is in the United States. But again, coastal Maine isn't expected to get much snow from this weekend storm. Coastal Maine could get a ton of snow early next Tuesday into Wednesday. Coastal Maine could get a ton of snow. The Euro loves snow up and down the coast of Maine. Youngstown, Ohio. Okay, Ohio expected amounts here. Youngstown right now, 2 to 3 inches. Again, this is a tough area because this could be accounting for some mixture. It could be accounting for some mixing up here, but not too bad. Again, you want to be central to western to northern in Ohio. Hopefully, bring back the good juju from Valpo for Indy. Yeah, let me put that. Let me post that. Thank you, mods, for being in here. Do you think Long Island will have a good snow season this year? Yeah, I think we're going to get at least one good nor'easter out there that's going to dump some really good snow for Long Island. I do. Chicago, expect it. 9. High end, Chicago, the National Weather Service thinks on the high end, Chicago could get 20 inches of snow. But they expect around 9. If things set up correctly, your snow ratio is higher. The storm moves a little bit slower. You get a little bit of nice banding in the system in the low pressure. Yeah, up to 20 is on the table. Pittsburgh, my weather app is saying 2 to 4. Do you agree? Monday into Tuesday? Yeah, because with this storm, we're not expecting much. Monday into Tuesday, 2 to 4. Yeah, I would say so. Monday into Tuesday, 2 to 4. Here, I'll pull up those snow totals, what we're thinking here. The latest from the Euro. So let's go into maps, Euro, United States. Winter. And then I'll go regions. Let's see if the Ohio Valley will cover most of this. Yeah, you could see here, the Euro does think with that storm, it's possible to get 3 to 4 through Pittsburgh. Let me actually look at the 20. Let me look at the 2-day. Yeah, see? This is kind of this area for the weekend storm. And then, yeah, so we'll go back here. Clear Lake, Indiana. Again, if it's a small city, I'm not going to know where it is. If you were to tell me, if it's here, you say east central. If it's here, northeast. If it's here, north central. If it's here, northwest. If you guys tell me a small city that a lot of people haven't heard of before, I'm just gonna have to skip your question. Not because I want to. I don't want to be mean, but because I have a million people asking questions and I want to answer as many questions as possible. If you think it's a city that I've never heard before, or then just tell me the region, because I want to answer as many as possible. Detroit expected amount 6 on the high end. They think you could get closer to 9 inches. Grand Rapids, Michigan, around 9 inches on the high end. They think Grand Rapids could get closer to 18 inches. Again, you need some luck to get the high end snow totals. I don't even know where that is. Yeah, I mean, it could be, I'm sure it's a great city. I just don't know I just don't know every city. Can you please show the other model runs for the Northeast, please? Okay, yeah, quickly I can do that here. Northeast, Northeastern region, Northeast. So here's the Euro. It wants 18 inches in Boston. I don't believe this. It's going to be slush on the front end. Cold air is going to sink in after if the European model is right here, and it's going to dump some good snow. I'd say closer to 9 inches in Boston, but Maine looks great on here. Now let's look at the GFS. Come on, go back to the older. I hate when they do that. Here's the GFS. The GFS, the latest run, does put about an inch down into Philadelphia Tuesday. Dusting into New York City, about 5 to 9 inches down into Boston. Good snow for Maine, too. They all see good snow for Maine, so. And then the Euro AI. Not much. A little dusting out there. But look, the Euro AI, you go out a little bit farther, and it puts a lot of snow up and down the I-95 corridor. So that's what's going on with that. I think this is an accurate take right now, except for I think snow totals are a little bit too high up through Boston here. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah, Green Bay, Wisconsin. Expected around 7 inches. High end, you could get closer to a foot. It depends how much the storm stalls. I think high end is going to be closer to 9, 10 inches. But right now, expect it about 7 inches by the National Weather Service. Teresa, what's going on? Simply. I appreciate the sub. Jonah, I appreciate the sub. Thank you. B, what's popping? Here's your expected snow totals. Let's see. Omaha right now, expect it about 5 inches. What could we get on the high end? Close to a foot. Close to a foot if Omaha gets lucky. Or unlucky, depending on if you like the snow or not. You know. Lincoln, Nebraska. Lincoln, Nebraska right now is looking at around 3 inches. Expect it around 6 inches high end is what the National Weather Service thinks. B, is there any snow flying outside right now where you are? Because we can see it on the... we can see it on our radar. But what the heck? Why isn't this letting me... Hello? Oh, I see what's going on here. Some people are getting... Someone in Norfolk said they were getting good snow right now. It looked like we had some good snow flying through there, but I probably missed you answering. Oh my God. I didn't realize I had almost 500 people in here. Oh wait, I saw your answer. Not yet. Okay. Oh, I can't believe I even found that. Okay. Good to know. Sioux City. Yeah, Sioux City expectations. Right now around 9 inches. High end, they think you could get over a foot of snow in Sioux City. The National Weather Service, that is. St. Paul. Yeah, okay. So Minneapolis, St. Paul. Interesting. The euro has actually trended up for us here. Appreciate the sub, Blake. If anyone subs on YouTube and I miss it, sorry. Obviously, I'm doing a lot, but I appreciate the sub. I'm all over the place. Minneapolis, St. Paul, National Weather Service thinks around 4 inches. Now, they put this out before the latest Euro came out, I think. And the latest Euro actually shoved our snow totals up a little bit more around Minneapolis Metro. Although we got really disappointed with our last system. I wouldn't say really disappointed, but a little bit disappointed with our last system. We weren't ever supposed to see huge snow totals, but we were supposed to see moderate. But we'll see. I think it could end up being a good day. The issue with the last system, though, was our temperatures. Our temperatures, the snow started falling. You know, we started the whole day above freezing. The surface was warm. The surface is cold. We're well below freezing, so the snow ratio is good this time, much better than the last snow system. Indianapolis, Carmel area. Expect it in Indianapolis, around 3.5 inches. On the high end, they're thinking you could get 8 to 9 inches in Indianapolis if things work out in your favor. Is the NAM a good model? No. For snow, I think the NAM is a terrible model. No, I wouldn't look at the NAM for snow. Where are the chances for the rain and snow line to move south for Long Island? I mean, you're going to have a chance for a little bit of snow in western Long Island next week. I don't think any model really brings any snow out in eastern Long Island. Although the second, third week of December right now, the setup looks like we could get a ton of snow out here, including into Long Island. So I'd wait a little bit longer. The setup looks nice running into Christmas, at least through mid-December. Winter storm warning in Omaha. Yeah, we got tons of winter storm warnings out right here. Let's take a look. Here's all of our weather alerts. We can see winter storm warnings from central Wisconsin out through just south of the St. Paul, Minneapolis area. I think they're going to put us in a winter storm warning, though, just because totals have started to go up there a little bit. All the way out through Chicago. There's your winter storm warnings, a little bit up here. Obviously, we have some where the snow's currently falling up here. This is all these winter storm warnings are going to push out to the east as we move through the day. I asked in my video this morning, guys. Do we have any football games being played today? Or, I'm sorry, tomorrow in this area? In an outdoor stadium? Because we're going to see a good snow game for someone, right? HRRR the HRRR is a pretty good model for snow, yeah. Christine, Vaughn, Blue, what's going on? Redline, what's going on? Gage. Let's see. One second. Do you see eastern Wisconsin getting lake effect enhancement by the Milwaukee area? No. We have a northwesterly, westerly flow of winds, which means the winds are blowing like this. They're not going to be putting snow over here like this. So I don't think we're going to see lake enhancement. I don't think you'll need it, though. I appreciate the sub. Appreciate the sub, Ahmad. Appreciate the sub. Central Illinois. Yeah, Central Illinois. Look at this, around Springfield, Decatur. Normal Bloomington. Oh, that Bloomington. That's normal. Peoria. I don't know how to pronounce that. But anyways, Central Illinois, it's going to, we're seeing 5 to 8 inches out here through Central Illinois, depending on where you are. The farther north you get, the better chances your snow gets, obviously, because we're going to have a little bit of mixing and sleet along the southern end. You get up here towards Springfield and up, and your chances of snow, a good snow ratio, are looking good. Yeah, this is over the next 72 hours in Colorado. Lots of good snow for the mountains. On the high end, it's even better. They're expecting a dusting to an inch from Colorado Springs out up to Denver as well. Iowa City. Iowa City right now, expected amount, 13 inches. On the high end, they're thinking you guys could get close to 18 plus inches. The GFS has gypped me. Wednesday 00Z, Baltimore, no comment. The GFS is updating right now. Yeah, the GFS pulled that snow away from the coast. This is the updated GFS. Not surprising, but again, I showed it earlier in this live. Thanks, B. I showed it earlier in this live. There is, at least on the European model, like 4 chances in the next 2 weeks for snowstorms up and down the East Coast. We have a negative NAO that wants to lock in mid-December. We have a 500 millibar. Our European extended ensemble, 500 millibar anomalies. Anomaly looks like it's going to set up really, really nicely for the East Coast. So don't be super bummed out. It's hard to see snow late November, early December along the coast here because you have the warm Gulf Stream pumping in heat into the mid layers of the atmosphere along the coast. December still looks like we're going to have the opportunity for 1 or 2 big snowstorms up and down the coast. The setup is still great. The setup is there. The setup is still great. I did want to look what changed here on the GFS. Interesting. Wow, the GFS is wow. The GFS brought these snow totals so far south, guys. Holy crap. Ohio Valley. The GFS thinks almost 9 inches in the Louisville, maybe up to Cincinnati. I don't know. I don't know about this, guys. The GFS brought these snow totals. Keeping Minneapolis in that 3 to 4 inch range. The GFS is bringing these snow totals way far south. I don't know. St. Louis, 10 inches. Indianapolis, 9 inches. Columbus. Well, actually, this is including the second storm. Okay. There we go. Okay, that's the second storm. I was like, what? Still, St. Louis, almost 8 inches of snow. Indianapolis, tons of snow. Columbus, or Dayton out to Columbus, Ohio, 4 to 5 inches. Okay, well, the GFS pushed this snow line to the south. We'll see. Is our European AI? Okay, not yet. We'll see. What's our latest HRRR showing here? Not really getting out there yet. 12Z, this is the 12Z HRRR. You see the 12Z HRRR says doesn't agree with this region down here on the GFS. Anyways, okay, that's what's being updated now. Chicago, again, expected amount around 9 inches, 8 to 9 inches, but on the high end, the National Weather Service thinks you could get up to 20 inches of snow. I think it's kind of crazy, but that's what they think. 561, Rowie, I appreciate you guys. Sage, the HRRR, yeah. If you want, can you look into Fantasyland? You guys want me to look into Fantasyland on the models? Okay, let's look at the models. You guys want to look into Fantasyland really quickly on the models? Here, we'll start in the Northeast to make people excited for what the Euro sees. There's Fantasyland. That's what the Euro sees moving over the next, 10 to 14 days. So, the GFS over the next 10 to 14 days sees this / this. The European gives a ton of snow chances out there. If you guys want to see what we're seeing out here in the Ohio Valley and out in Fantasyland, here you go. Right there on the European, and then the GFS. Here's what the latest GFS thinks. Looking farther out here. European AI Fantasyland expectations. Big snow for a lot of people. So, Grace, appreciate the sub. Anyone else who subbed, followed, I appreciate you guys. So, anyways, let's get back to reality. Detroit, Michigan snow totals. Yeah, Detroit, Michigan expectations right now from the National Weather Service is between 5 to 6 inches. Oh, earthquake. High end, it thinks Detroit could get around 9 inches this weekend. Thanks, B. What area do you think will have the most snow in the Midwest? Right there. Is anyone in this chat in that circle? Anyone watching in that circle? As they say, buckle up, buttercups. That's where I think we're going to get the heaviest snow. Our low is going to be tilting. Our trough is going to be negatively tilting and moving like this. And we're going to have a heavy buildup of snow. I'll even expand it a little bit. Heavy buildup of snow through here, but I think this is the target. Heavy buildup of snow here in a fantastic snow ratio. No mixing. Lock it in. Someone in here is going to get 20. Oh, someone in here is going to get over 2 feet of snow, I think. Someone in here is going to get over 2 feet of snow. Someone. Clap. Get ready. Guys, get some food. Get some food. Prepare. Get some food. Get some batteries. You know what I mean. Prepare. That's going to be heavy snow there. Who do I think has the greatest chance to overdo their current expected amounts? Well, I mean, that area, obviously. But I think... I do think our northern region up here, just because of the... I do think our northern region up here, just because the snow ratio is going to be really nice. Meaning an inch of precipitation could be 10 inches of snow instead of 2. You guys on the north end there up in Wisconsin could overperform. Snow coming down a little now in Omaha. Noise. There it is. All right. Look at this band really starting to set up, guys. Out along this Bear Clinic zone. Whoop. Look at that. Really nice. This is going to be moving into Sioux Falls, Des Moines. Dylan, I appreciate the sub. All right. How much snow? We have action. How much snow for northern Long Island on Wednesday? Probably 0. But again, I think you have some great opportunities in mid-December for snow on Long Island. How much snow do you think Kansas City is getting with the system Monday? Maybe an inch if you're lucky. Let's take a look at what the latest Euro thinks. Yeah, an inch if you're lucky. The GFS, I think, puts a little bit more snow down there. Actually, the latest update doesn't. Kansas City, unfortunately. Maybe a dusting. Wish I had better news for you. But again, plains in the eastern half of the country, I think you're going to have some good snow chances as well. Kansas City, the eastern half of the country for December, we're going to see snow opportunities for a lot of people. It's a crazy setup. I've been saying it for 2 months. This is going to be a front half winter for a lot of us out east. Hopefully it's a full winter, but you know. Mom of 3, I appreciate you. B, let them cook. How much snow for New Jersey? We could get a dusting to 2 inches in northern New Jersey over the next 7 days. It's going to be tough. I think northern New Jersey might get a little bit, though. Pushing out to the northeast. Latest GFS does put northern New Jersey into 1 to 3 inches. And the Euro is very nice to northern New Jersey. From 1 all the way up to 8 in that northern portion. Very far northern. How much snow do you think? Oh, yeah, I answered that. How's it looking for Baltimore? Not too great here. But again, very, very good for the month of December. Not too great here over the next week. Very, very good for your snow chances in the month of December. Chicago, 9 inches expected. NWS high-end thinks you could get a freaking 21 inches of snow. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, I'm tired. 1 second, guys. Un momento. Un momento. Un momento, guys. And girls. Oh, snap. Okay. New York City, going to be tough over the next week to see any snow. In December, you're in a great location for the pattern we have. This is what we're talking about here. 30-day. Look at our 30-day 500 millibar height anomaly. If you guys don't understand what that is, 500 millibar is where our jet stream sets up. Our jet stream is what brings us the cold air. There's your jet stream setup for leading up into Christmas, according to the Euro. This is what it's favoring right now. Good pattern for winter storms here. Ridging, blocking. Good for the East Coast in December. Next 10 days, I don't expect much snow along the coast. Here's your 6 to 7 day temperature outlook. James, I appreciate the sub. Appreciate anyone who subbed or followed. Thank you, guys. I post every day. I stream every day. And when I say every day, I mean it. Like literally every day. Okay. Weather, no, not weather alerts. Get out of here. Get out of here. Climatological outlooks. 8 to 14 day. Bet you it's still cold out east on the 8 to 14 day. How much you guys want to bet? Oh, look at that. I mean, not for the southeast, but yeah, next 2 weeks, we're cold. You need cold air in December to get snow down into the Ohio Valley and out along the East Coast. You got the cold air. Lock it in. Going into our precipitation, 6 to 10 day. Everyone's average to above average, except for a little sliver right here. Northern California, Southwestern Oregon. Pushing out a little bit farther on our precipitation outlook. 8 to 14 days. Look at that. Everyone's wet. You're all going to be wet, except for here. Not going to be that wet. All right. I mean that in a strictly meteorological way. All right, let's get back to this. PA snow totals. Again, northern, western, PA. Not looking too bad. Looking pretty groovy here. If I were to push this out, if we were to look at the Euro, this Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe late Monday, Tuesday storm could put 2 to 4 inches down into Pittsburgh. We're probably going to get a nice blanket of snow over PA Tuesday, Wednesday, except for, of course, where it matters, where most people are, where 90% of the population is. Southeastern PA. That's not true. Pittsburgh and Erie have a good population. What's in here? We got a nice little population out in this region here. Central Illinois. Yeah, Central Illinois, this is where we could have a cutoff just because of some mixing and stuff. Springfield, they're still thinking 6 inches. Expectation. Decatur, 7 inches. Champaign, 7 inches. St. Louis, I think 1 to 4 is on the table there. Getting down into Effingham, about 5 inches. Potentially Quincy, 5 inches. This is from the National Weather Service. Normal, Bloomington, 10 inches. Right at the cutoff of Central. This is where we could have the difference between 1 to 3 inches and 12 inches. Big cutoff as we move north there. Lansing, Michigan, expected totals, about 7 inches. High end, you could easily get over a foot if you get the high end there. Veronica, I appreciate you. Who won the model battle this weekend? Oh. We're going to have to go look back. I can look back to my old videos and see. We'll see. Des Moines. Des Moines expected totals about a foot. High end, you could get 16 plus inches, 18 plus inches. Jeno, I appreciate the sub. Thank you. Thank you. Ann Arbor, Michigan. Oh, yeah, you guys are down here. Yeah, expected around 6 inches. High end, you guys could get 9 inches plus of snow. I could show you the high end, but I've already looked at it. And if every time I switch, it doesn't allow me to see the actual inches. It takes a second to reload, so... Okay, fine. I'll show you guys the high end. You guys, let's just look at the high end for a second, okay? Fine. You guys win. You're a tough crowd. What did Victor say? Victor, how much snow in second storm for Indy? Yeah, I'd say 3 inches is a good guesstimate right now for that. Next Tuesday. Central Illinois. We got a lot of people in Central Illinois. I've been asked Central Illinois, I think, more than anything else. Central Illinois on the high end, we're talking 6 inches to a foot of snow. On the low end, we're talking 3 inches to 9 inches, maybe. A little bit less. I would say 3 to 6 on the low end. 6 to a foot on the high end. Central Illinois. How much snow for South Carolina this year? Weak La Ninas. La Ninas don't like South Carolina. I don't want to guess. I think we'll get a big nor'easter that'll drop a little bit though. We'll say like a blanket of 2 inches average across the state. Montana. I mean, you guys got snow flying through you right now, so this is a little bit outdated, but not a ton of snow if you're not at elevation. But you could get a few inches, definitely. You can see there's some areas that want to drop up to 6 on the high end. It's likely going to be closer to 1 to 4. Appreciate the sub. Thank you. Appreciate the follows, guys. Jimmy, what's going on? I appreciate you. Cincinnati. Look at the high end. We're looking at high ends now, guys. High end snow totals. Cincinnati on the high end. What are we looking at here? Well, with this first storm, Cincinnati on the high end, maybe a couple inches. Second storm, Cincinnati could do much better. We're thinking closer to, this is, we could get on the high end, I think, 5 inches into Cincinnati on Tuesday. On the high end. On the low end, I still think you're going to get snow. I still think you're going to get snow on the low end. For Tuesday's storm, look, this is thinking, the GFS thinks we could get 9 to 10 inches in Cincinnati on Tuesday. I think on the low end, you get a couple inches of nice accumulating snow. I think Cincinnati's doing pretty good for our Tuesday storm. Tuesday, Wednesday, Monday to Wednesday. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Yeah, we've been going over that. Where am I? I'm lost. Help me. Sioux Falls, high end, 9 inches. Low end, probably closer to 4 to 5. Philadelphia is not going to see snow with this first system. With the second system, maybe you get a dusting to an inch. Again, I think we're going to have to wait at least 7 to 10 more days for another system to reload. The Euro sees about 3 to 4 chances here over the next 14 days for Philly. Not too bad. Mid-Atlantic, New England coast. Okay, can I take 1 second, guys? Let me be back. Give me 1 second, okay? Give me 1 second. We're going to be right back. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Lewis, what's poppin'? You ain't slick. I'm pretty dang slick, I think. Emmanuel, you want to be a mod? B, let me know. Pay attention, Connor. Pay attention to your chat. Or I'll make you standard for now, and then maybe upgrade you to managing too. Managing moderator. All right. Fishers, Indiana, north of Indy. Thank you. You see, if it's a smaller town, that's all you got to do. He said, Fishers, Indiana. I would have been like, what? I don't know where that is. North of Indy. You see that? It's so simple. Oh, look, I go to Indianapolis. Boom, Fishers. Expected amount, 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches. High end, I know you guys could get 8+ there. Mount Pleasant, Iowa, southeastern quarter. Wow. See, this is what I love. Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Okay. So we're okay. So you're somewhere down here, southeastern corner. Oh, I see you. Mount Pleasant Center. Expected amount around a foot. High end, 16+. Okay, guys, I'm gonna keep answering questions. I'm gonna give you what I think the snow total in Chicago is gonna be. I think Chicago. It's always tough to call an overperformance because typically we're used to seeing underperformances. I think Chicago's going to overperform. So National Weather Service, 24 hours before this, we're thinking about 9 inches. I think Chicago is going to see 10.5 inches. Lock it in. Lock it in, throw away the key. Swallow it. We'll go back and look at that later. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself. Central Illinois, just north of Peoria. Okay, so that's the problem. I don't know where Peoria is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, look at you guys. 12 to 13 inches expected. Push up another 6 inches if you get the high end. NTX, what's going on? I appreciate you. Yeah, the only issue with weather-wise is it doesn't show snow. It doesn't... Weather-wise is so good, but it doesn't show, like, why doesn't it like snow? You know what I mean? You know what I like about this? I've been using My Radar, guys. I now pay for a My Radar subscription, Radar Omega subscription, a WeatherWise subscription, a Weather Bell subscription, a Pivotal Weather subscription. I'm missing like 10 others, but that's just off the top of my head. But you guys help with paying with those, so I appreciate you. Temperature map. Let me show you. This is cool. I love the way My Radar does this. It's pretty. I like pretty things. And it just says cold. Like purple's cold and then this is hot. But you can kind of see. Look at this. Beautiful cold air for everyone. We're only really baking down here in Texas. Shocker. And then down here in the Southwest, a little bit hot down here for Florida as well. Pretty cool. And then you can go and actually see the temperatures, which is a lot more useful. There you go. But what's good for us for our snowstorm today, as you know, if you want a good snow ratio, you want to be in the 20s or below. And most of us are in the 20s or below currently. So snow ratio is going to really check out for you guys here. It really is. Riley, what was the question? Central Wisconsin? Yeah, so Central Wisconsin's, that's like where the cutoff is, right? You can see up here, Eau Claire out to Marshfield, all the way out to Marinette, Green Bay, 5 to 7 inches. You get north of that, it starts to drop. You get south of that, we start to get up to 9 inches towards a foot. So definitely a cutoff out here, up here through Central Wisconsin. Now, again, it's so hard to tell snow totals because of ratio and stuff like that. But, you know, out here, 5 to 9's on the table. It's define hot for Texas. Oh, that's great. True. Yeah, true. It's not that hot for Texas right now, I guess. Any lake effect, Michigan City? I know where Michigan City is, guys. Just don't. No one say it. I know where Michigan City is. I know where Michigan City is. Don't say it, guys. I know this one. I'm not going to cheat. Oh, Indiana? Why is Michigan City in Indiana? What's going on? No, that's not right. That's not right. Why the heck is Michigan City in Indiana? Oh, yeah, you're right. See, that's why I knew it. I was confused. I was like, why don't I see it? 10 inches expected. 18 plus inches on the high end if you guys get in some nice banding and you get a good snow ratio, which you'll have a decent snow ratio. Lincoln, Nebraska snow. Lincoln, Nebraska right now, we're looking at potentially 2 to 3 inches. If you get on the high end, I think you could push 6 plus, but I wouldn't expect 6 plus because it's on the border, but it's not in there. Here, I'll redraw the border for you, Michigan City. There. You guys should have a revolution and take this land back for Michigan. Toledo, Ohio. Okay. Toledo right now, they expect it's 5.5. High end, 8 plus inches. You definitely want to be up in northwestern Ohio with this first system. The second system is going to be better for central Ohio as we get into Tuesday next week. Got lots of Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls expected amount 9 inches. High end, 12 plus. I want to look at something else other than reading off NWS snow totals right now. Our GFS is updating really quickly, and I'll keep talking to you guys. Our GFS is updating. Our GFS really screwed me. Okay, up here in Minneapolis. Let me take a look at this. And the GFS has been doing pretty good. The GFS is thinking about 3 inches through Minneapolis. The latest Euro, is thinking we're actually much higher than that up there through Minneapolis. Well, 4.5 to 5 through Minneapolis. Not much higher, but not too bad. Latest HRRR. I'm doing this for my sake. Give me a second, and then I'm going to get to all of you. Boop. 3 to 4, Minneapolis. Okay, let's zoom out. United States. GFS is loading. Let's go into it. Let's actually, here. Let's multi-parameter. Let's look at our future reflectivity. There's our first system. There's our second system. Ice. Arkansas. Dun, 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 dun. Northern Kentucky. Southeastern Ohio. Oof. Virginia. PA. I-95 corridor. Ice. Really, really close. Really, really close to nor'easter style system up there. And then here we go. Freezing air. GFS sees another opportunity there for snow up in the northeast. Is it going to be cold enough? We'll see. But more snow for the upper Midwest there. So the latest here's the latest moving forward as the GFS updates. We'll continue to watch that. European AI 12Z, I don't think it's out yet, so we're still looking back at the 0Z. I really want to see the Euro 12Z today. Should I be okay to drive home Monday from Toronto, Missouri? I think so. Let me see here. You're going to have snow, but yeah, you're going to have snow beginning to set up Monday down there, but this doesn't look severe or like blizzard type conditions yet. Monday's probably going to be fine. Monday evening could get a little treacherous through Missouri. I think Monday morning and afternoon is going to be okay though. We have 7 inches of snow in Dickinson, North Dakota. Oh, do you? Oh, do you? You guys have got to be down here somewhere, right? Yeah, right there. Yeah, this band went straight through you, huh? I believe it. Bismarck's coming for Bismarck right now. Headed out towards Ashley. Eureka. Nice little snow band there. Starting to widen out. Here's our band. Here's our band of snow. Beginning to develop along the Bear Clinic boundary. Pushing out east. Just so you guys are aware again of where our weather alerts are. I'm off the screen. Holy crap. Here's our winter weather warnings in the pink. Winter weather advisories in the purple. And yeah, these of course will shift out east as we go through the day and into tomorrow. These will shift out east. You still have these lake effect snow warnings stretching from almost just to the northeast of Mansfield, Ohio, all the way up through Watertown, New York. Big snow bands moving in through Syracuse right now, stretching out towards Albany. Syracuse is probably getting buried right now. Holy smokes. Marquette, some snow moving up here through northeastern UP or the north central UP of Michigan. And then Traverse City, Petoskey, some good snow. Looks like falling around you guys. Elkhart, some good snow falling there. Cleveland, I talked about this earlier. Cleveland's getting hammered. Where my Cleveland folk at? You guys got to be getting some good snow out here. What the heck? Who would do this? Lakefront Airport? It's like a nice lakefront property. Why would you put lakefront? This is the worst spot for an airport during winter. Are you kidding me? Lakefront Airport. They really put lakefront in there to make it sound luxurious. Why didn't they just name it Cleveland Burke Airport? Lakefront Airport. They should call LaGuardia Lakefront LaGuardia. Lakefront. That's actually, that rolls off the tongue nice. Lakefront LaGuardia. LFL. Wow. That better be a really fancy, nice airport to call it Lakefront Airport. All right. Oh, shoot. Wait 1 second. What's going on here? Live discontinued. Hold up, guys. My TikTok went down. Why? Ay, ay, ay. Oh, more TikTok stuff. More TikTok stuff. All right, we're back. Classic. Classic. TikTok Live went down. Classic. Only ever have issues with that one. When will Woodbridge... what was the even... I don't even know what the thing told me. I'm betting Central Indiana will become a warning by 2 p.m. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, because I think it's you get the warning if you have winter storm conditions within 24 hours. When will Woodbridge, Virginia see snow? You'll have a better chance through mid-December. So there's a 0 chance KF storm. What? Shifting. No, there's a chance. No. No, there's a chance. There's still a chance, Justin. But you're gonna have some warm air pushing in off the Atlantic still this early. But no, I'd still give it like a 10% chance it shifts a little bit farther south and east and puts snow down the I-95 corridor. Minneapolis is expected 3 to 4 inches right now, 3 to 5 inches. High end, Minneapolis could see 6 to 7 inches. Oh, I said it. Crap. Don't say anything. Yeah, TikTok went down. It's back up now though. TikTok's just a horrible app, and they like every time I stream, something goes wrong. They ban me for drinking cream soda. My son's on the stream for 20 seconds, and they ban my stream. I don't know what just happened there. It said the TikTok just told me I haven't been doing anything for the last 30 minutes, so they took my stream down. I don't know what to say about TikTok. It's the most unfriendly stream. It's the most unstreamer friendly thing that you can stream on out there. Social media platform. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm trying to get my audience from TikTok over to YouTube because I can't stand TikTok anymore. They just constantly take down my videos and streams for no reason. If only you guys knew. I just want to smash my head against the wall every single day I stream on TikTok. Yeah, and that is the issue, Carol Ann. It's because it's ran by AI mostly, making decisions and not real people. Not that YouTube doesn't have some AI, it does, but it's easier to get in contact with someone if there's an issue on YouTube. How much in Madison, Wisconsin? Madison, Wisconsin right now, we're looking at around 10 inches. On the high end, you guys could see over a foot of snow easily, yeah. So would you recommend me driving from Missouri to northern Illinois on Saturday? No. If you want to drive through some snow, sure. Could be some ice on the way there, too. Is Chicago getting the snow tonight, overnight, or Saturday night? Chicago, you'll start seeing snow move in likely tomorrow afternoon. And it'll snow through tomorrow night and into, well, I just got really lightheaded, into Sunday morning. Is there a chance that the next snowstorm moves a little bit more south? Yeah, there's a chance. I'll give it maybe a 5 to 10% chance. What's central New York totals? Central New York, I mean, it's hard to tell. This is a lot from lake effect. If you're going to be in the lake effect, you could get up to 16 plus inches of snow. If you're not in the lake effect, you're going to see somewhere between 1 to 4 inches of snow. Lake effect is just does whatever the heck it wants. Doesn't care about what the other weather's doing. What happened with the nor'easter for Philly? Well, there was never a nor'easter for Philly. There was the chance of a nor'easter style system moving into Philly. There was never, I promise you, a nor'easter was never within forecasting range. It was within outlook range. That's why we talk about it. Still an opportunity here. Here's the latest Euro. This is very close to you could classifying as a nor'easter. Your low starts to deepen as it moves up the Atlantic coast. Your low starts to deepen as it moves up the Atlantic coast, and you have feet of snow, potentially a foot plus of snow falling in right here. But this, again, the I-95 corridor, we're going to have some warm air pushing in, so it's going to try to keep that snow to the west of Baltimore, to the west of Philly, to the west of New York City, maybe to the west of Boston. Boston could have a good chance, though. How much snow, Columbus, Ohio? Expected amount for this first snowstorm, about 1.5 inches. High end, you could see a little bit more. High end, you could see maybe a little bit more, maybe 3 to 4 inches if you get lucky there. 16Z out. Okay, this is actually updated now from the National Weather Service. Right. Expected amount now. Yeah, still 3 to 4 inches through Minneapolis. This is updated a little bit. Let's see here. As I get this in, this is 16Z. Come on. Come on. Show me the inches. Denver, yeah, you could get dusting to 1 inch over the next 72 hours. The low off the East Coast, I see rain on the models for New York City, tri-state, with cold air to the north and a low strengthening. Would it produce its own cold air and change the rain to snow? You typically get the low producing its own cold air over land. Not when the low is stationed over a much warmer water, because then the low is actually producing its own warm air. So unfortunately, I don't think so. Sometimes you get a low over the surface here, and then it actually produces its own cold air over the actual continent, over the land. Yeah, when it's over water, it doesn't want to do that. It wants to just rip in all that warm water from the Gulf Stream up into it. Sometimes if it gets deep enough, it can over water, but it's not going to be that deep of a low. I wish the temp just dropped and the rain just turned to snow over me. Well, again, December looks fantastic for the East Coast here. I think December looks really good for snow up and down the East Coast, so still a good chance there. Just because you're not getting a big snowstorm. And when's the last time you got a mid-Atlantic and New England coastal snowstorm in late November, early December? Over a decade ago? It's not very common this early in the season. You still have the Gulf Stream pumping in a lot of warm water off the coast, which really holds the snow to the west of the I-95 corridor. Pretty common. But mid to late December looks very cold for you guys. Maybe even just pushing into the second week of December. Southwestern Michigan, right now we're seeing somewhere between 5 to 6 inches expected in southwestern Michigan, with over 9 inches on the high end. I know. I feel you. I was out in Philly for almost 3 years, and that's how it was. It's like everyone gets snow just to your north and west, and then you get nothing. I know. It's a frustrating place. Central Illinois, like Decatur. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing anywhere between 5 to 8 inches in Central Illinois. The farther north you are, the better chances you're going to have of getting that good snow. Is it okay for my family to travel today at like 1 to Spencer from Alta? So if it's through Iowa today, I mean, it should be fine. I mean, it's going to get a lot worse tomorrow. I would do it earlier than later. We have some snow already flying through the air in Iowa, as you can see right out here. Let's actually turn this off. Here's our snow beginning to move into Iowa today. What's central Minnesota looking like? My birthday Saturday? You know, you're going to want to be probably south of St. Cloud to have a really good chance for getting snow. But once you get south of St. Cloud, You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Starts to go up here. I think our snow totals could be actually maybe a little bit overperformed up here just because it's going to be very cold. Your snow ratio will be better. The surface is cold from the snow that just came through. Blue Jay, I appreciate the sub. Downers Grove, Illinois look like. I'm not sure where that is. You got to give me a section of the state. Glen Ellen, Illinois, west of Chicago. I probably said that wrong. Glen Ellen, Ellen. I mean, this whole northeastern Illinois is looking like 9 inches. On the high end, you could receive 16 to 18 plus inches of snow if you get lucky with some banding in that snow ratio. Ohio looks okay up in the northwestern region. Going to struggle down in the southeastern region to see any snow. But again, Tuesday we have another system moving through that should give a lot of Ohio a good blanket of 3 to 5 inches. Sioux Falls. Yep, tons of people have been in here from Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls right now. How big of a city is Sioux Falls? It must be big. There's always so many people on stream from Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls right now, the expected is 7 inches. You could see over a foot if you're lucky on the high end. Yeah, Downers Grove, yeah, the Chicago area. 9 inches expected in northeastern Illinois. Again, you can get 16 to 18 inches plus on the high end. All right, let me just take a break. Stretch. I've been doing weather content since 5 a.m. I got a late start since 5 a.m. this morning. So almost 6 hours. I need to rest my voice for half a second. Here's our high end. Here's our high end potential, guys. I want to take a look at the latest GFS since it's coming in. Let's take a look at the latest GFS. So much cold out east. Wow. Our Euro AI 12Z isn't out yet, is it? 6Z still in. Latest NAM 3K. 1 second, guys. This is our 12Z NAM 3K, although I haven't loved the NAM lately. NAM 12K. National Blend. Here's a National Blend out about 7 days. Central PA, you could see 3 to 4 inches early next week. Middle next week. Yeah, I think the East Coast could see a white Christmas. Yeah, I mean there's no better setup than we have right now. This is exactly what you want to see. Here's our 30-day 500 millibar height anomaly on the extended European. Doesn't get much better than that for a chance for a white Christmas. Lake effect in Michigan gonna go off. Yeah, it's already going off in some places. There you go. There's live radar. The lake effect's really good out here right now. Syracuse. Okay. All right. Northeastern Ohio looks pretty good. I mean, a lot of that's going to be lake effect, though. You could get actually a solid 5 inches of blanket snow from this weekend storm system that has nothing to do with lake effect, though. What's going on with southern Maine for the next snowstorm? Here's what our national blend thinks. 5 to 7 inches for southern Maine for the next snow system. How much Columbus getting? maybe an inch or two with this one this weekend. Maybe closer to 3 with Tuesday, Wednesday system next week. It's funny because I'm getting disappointed. We are missing snow in DC. But remember, it's not... Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Sage. Exactly. How is Southern Kentucky looking? I don't know. I don't think Southern Kentucky has too good a chances here in the short term, but again, the long term. I mean, the National Blend gives you a chance for a dusting here over the next 10 days, or over the next 7 days. But as we get into the second week of December and out towards Christmas, we're going to have a better chance for snow across Kentucky, including Southern Kentucky. Bismarck, North Dakota. If things expected amount 5 inches on the high end, you could probably get 7+ inches today and tomorrow. Mostly today. Later today. Is this for Saturday? Yeah, this is, well, kind of. Most of the snow is going to fall Saturday. Actually, that's the high end for Bismarck. 6 inches? Yeah. Well, I'm glad I said 5 to 6, 5 to 7. Here's your expected. Sioux Falls. Oh my God, I've probably answered Sioux Falls 50 times. Sioux Falls has to be the biggest small city in the world. I have so many Sioux Falls people in my stream. Yeah, Sioux Falls, again, 6 inches expected. 6 to you-know-what inches expected. And then on the high end, you guys could get 9+ inches, maybe even a foot if you get lucky. How confident are we that easternmost Iowa will see a foot of snow? If you're in eastern central Iowa, like pretty confident. Or at least 10 inches. Pretty confident. How confident? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Peoria, Illinois. Hey, we're going over that. Peoria, Illinois, 9 to 12 inches expected. Could be a little bit more on the high end. Okay. I'm going to get off because I'm probably going to get on, since it's Friday, I'm probably going to get on and stream later. I know I said I was going to try yesterday, but then I remembered it was Thanksgiving. So everyone have a fantastic day. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I posted a video today that's like over 15 minutes long going over all these snow totals. If I didn't answer your city snow totals, you could probably go to my video that I posted and see it. I go over all these snow totals, and I go over the model snow totals, and I go over the weekend snow totals, what's ahead for the East Coast too. So lots of stuff there, our temperature anomalies, all that good stuff. Mods, I appreciate you. Appreciate anyone who followed or subbed. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being in here, helping out the algorithm, engaging in some weather conversation with me. Everyone have a great day. I'll be on a little bit later. I will be. Today's Friday, so I'm off work. All right. Enjoy your day, and I will see you guys a little bit later. See ya.